coming from this bullshit blast he put on the country and causing all this thing too, and using COVID-19 as the excuse to spark. That was the match sparker. And it said that many people got the match sparker in them. You know what I'm saying? Biden is lying, saying that we recovering, you know what I'm saying, the economy. No. He caused this to happen. Now saying he's saving us. You know what I'm saying? No. He destroyed us and the businesses, using a pandemic COVID-19 to make it, to make it happen. The demon Democrats, look and sound so good. He's lying. He's lying. He's a crook. He was sitting there marinating and as a vice president with Obama, and Obama brought him in. They're all the same. When we look at it, when you look at even the Torah and the Quran, they're both the same Bible, and it was written by the same people. Mm-hmm. You just couldn't use Jesus as the Son of God, and in the Quran, I guess he's a prophet. But in the regular Holy Bible, he's the Son of God. You know what I'm saying? They mixed up in the head, but you know who proceeded who and who wrote it. You know what I'm saying? So it don't make no difference in the garbage. You know what I mean? But the demon Democrats, sound and make things look good, but he's lying. The only challenge we have in America right now is to get him out of office. Him and silly Kamala. Kamala Hala. That's the only challenge we have. You know what I'm saying? All the problems Biden is mentioning, is his creation. Using COVID-19, certificate of vaccination identification. And got billions to get it in him, But this is his creation. And then brought in this whole Marxist type behavior. You know what I'm saying? He's talking, he talk, but his talk is cheap. We've got to see it in the pockets of the American people, not just talk. And that's all the demon Democrats have been doing for 47 years, even before Lyndon B. Johnson, even before Nixon, all the way to them, all the way to now, all the way to Bill, all the way to Hillary, all the way to the Hillary, all the way to the Obama bullshit ass, all the way to now. They've been doing the same shit. Get out of the walls, clown. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing the same bullshit. They ain't fooling nobody with that. This is his creation. Talk is cheap. You've got to see it in the American people's pocket. And that's just how it is. You know what I mean? Not just talk. We see he mentioned inflation that he created, and whenever any demon Democrat take office, they do the same thing. Using a virus. He even said Obama did something to strengthen something till he drove inflation. You mean he did the same thing? That's how we end up in a recession. You know what I mean? Because that's what he was trying to call it, as a gloriful name from a depression. He was saying it was a recession. It was a recession, y'all. Recession. What do you call it? Recession? You were reasoning, sessioning that money right out of the people's pocket, robbing and stealing in the name of your government, of elected official in our government. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Nah, to me, he drove inflation just the same. You know what I mean? He drove inflation. Driving inflation. Every time the demon Democrats, to me, they drive inflation. Then put their buddies in the Federal Reserve to control and steal and drive big spending. You know what I mean? That is why he loved Jay. What's the guy named Jay? I forgot his name, but they call him Jay. You know what I mean? And he's been very controversial in many things when it came to his type of rulings that he ruled. And it's not strange that Biden would put him in the Federal Reserve position, and then got Wales backing him up, you know, and got Wales backing him up. You see, they set their cronies in places. Now that he got the money, now he can put his two cronies in a spot where he could just keep milking the cash. You know, he could keep raking in the dough boy. You know what I'm saying? Saying, you know, and they sit there for years. See, years, you know what I mean? COVID shut down our country. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no nothing else shut it down but them bringing in this bullshit and talking as if I never explained but it came from here and it came from there. You're lying behind. It never came from nowhere. It came probably from right here. It was a trick of the tree to either pay back and knock on a few birds with one stone and then grab control completely of the country under some demographic, demon Democrat rule. You know what I'm saying? When we really look at it, you know what I'm saying? The country, you know, but no, it didn't. You know, he's lying again. You know, he's not fooling me one bit. And that's a fucking point blank. Biden don't fool me at all. He full of shit. Just like all the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? Come up here in New York doing a bunch of garbage. You know what I'm saying? He up in there doing a bunch of bullshit. You know, in New York. You know, prices high, this high, that high, everything high, rent high, this high. You know, most people only get a check around here. They're lucky if they get that check at all. You know what I mean? I still haven't received my SSI check as well. You know what I mean? I'm still fighting that right now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm almost 60-something years old. How the fuck you want me to work until I'm dead, but you ain't? You know what I'm saying? You ain't been working. You be up there pin pushing, pop pushing, sucking blood, doing all kind of garbage because you claim that you're rich. No, you claim that you robbed the fucking world and the people money, and you able to sit up there and talk about running for some politics, and half of them motherfuckers probably never even graduated high school. You know what I'm saying? They never show us their credentials, and their credentials is probably fake. You know what I'm saying? Some of them is the dumbest people we ever known on planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? They'll follow anything and do anything just to keep the power and the control over the people based on all kind of garbage. But what the people got to understand is when you elect these people and these people get inside the government and they're now and they're running the show, you know what I'm saying? They could bring down any type of trickery or any type of game or conspiracy on your head, such as Fauci. Fauci have a bad record of a conspiratorial groove that he's been grooving that a lot of people have been noticing for years but doing nothing about it, and he remains in the same spot. You know what I'm saying? Same thing go for Obama. Everybody found the discrepancies all in Obama's sick ass. You know what I'm saying? But he remained there as a president. Same thing with Bush. He, you know what I'm saying, with his sick ass. He out there knocking down world trades and pumping up all kinds of different shit about mustard gas and, you know what I'm saying, the terrorists came over, learned to fly and, you know, all types of shit. Him and Tony Blair and these type of people. You know what I'm saying? Driving our country from the left to the right. You know, playing us against each other. And playing this fucked up game. And the people fall right for it. And what proved that, my friend, is COVID-19. You know what I'm saying? You see the division within the game that was played. And nobody wants to seem to think that it was win. Now, when they say the Wunao story, we understand the Wunao story, and we understand that. You know what I'm saying? But we're not going for that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? What country will allow that to happen in the first place? If you ask me. So they look like they were just the backdrop, you know what I'm saying, of the beginning of the spark of the match. You know what I mean? And then Bill Gates was doing the rest on the other joints, and they're paying him, and he had millions of backings of trillions of dollars of our money. You know what I'm saying? Now people would say it ain't your money. Yes, it is our money, because as soon as we get it, we got to spend it. And it's the only way we can get the resources in which we need. So we see money as a resource more than just, you know, money and pleasure. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at a lot of these stars, rappers, and different people, they see it as showing us that in our face and constantly bombarding us with that same type of music and shit run by certain groups of people, you know, that's invested in the hip-hop community. You know what I'm saying? Most of them are Chinese, probably, invested in the hip-hop community and don't want to sign contracts to have good music made. As long as you're making that bullshit music that they're making, you get millions of dollars and sign the contract, suck some blood. You know what I mean? And believe in all kind of garbage shit. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, all that fantasy shit, you know what I'm saying? You must erase. Forever erase that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, take the sun and the moon. You know what I'm saying? And the stars. And forever erase your fantasy gods. And start to deal with reality, and let's get into, you know what I'm saying, this political fight. If we have to, we can't just sit up here, because if we ain't going back to our country and rebuild our country and take back what's ours even here, you know what I'm saying, we going to have to fight the fight. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody going to sit here doing all that scrambling and this and that. And next thing you know, everybody's in jail because of some bullshit, overcrowded the jails and all kind of bad, chaotic behavior, because that'll be feeding into the demon Democrat bullshit trick. And ain't nobody in that bullshit with them. You know what I'm saying? So this is Point Black saying, stay tight, stay right, stay strong, rock, Steve, for I. You see what I'm saying? Be wise, my friend, and let's do what we have to do in order to protect our country. So I'll say, farewell. We will meet again.